Being 6:30, let's call the meeting to order. May I have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Barnes?
Here.
Mrs. Rogers?
Here.
Mr. Smith?
Here.
Mr. Roach? Mr. Benedetti?
Here.
Solicitor Nicholas?
Here.
Mr. Lennon?
Here.
Ms. Dury?
Here.
So before we get into motions, I do want to acknowledge our new member, Mr. Benedetti, is joining us today. He was voted upon in the July 7th Board of Supervisors meeting to take place of Mrs. Darlene Barney, who we are going to acknowledge also this evening. But thank you and welcome aboard.
Thank you.
All right, I would like to make a motion to approve the June 17th, 2025 minutes. Do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
Roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Barnes?
Aye.
Mrs. Rogers?
Aye.
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Benedetti?
Aye.
Do I hear a motion to approve a proclamation recognizing Darlene Barney for her service as a board member with the Cecil Township Municipal Authority?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. Roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Barnes?
Aye.
Mrs. Rogers?
Aye.
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Benedetti?
Aye.
So I would like to read that proclamation now. Whereas Ms. Barney was appointed to the Cecil Township Cecil Township Municipal Authority in January of 2020. Whereas Ms. Barney served on the board continuously since 2020 and acted as Secretary-Treasurer for January 2021 through December 2022, and also from January 2024 to December of 2024. Whereas during her tenure, Ms. Barney served the Cecil Township community with the highest level of dedication and exemplified outstanding character and wisdom in her carrying out her duties as member of the board. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the Board of Cecil Township Municipal Authority wishes to recognize Darlene Barney for her tireless efforts and honorable service to the residents of Cecil Township. Her public service is appreciated. So, give her a round of applause. I wanted to present you with a token of our appreciation and a proclamation. Would you like to say a few words? I'm going to give you a microphone, and I forgot the card.
Oops, I'll help you there so you don't have to walk further.
Here, I've got a microphone for you.
Yes, I want to thank all of you that I have worked with over the past, 2 years? Whatever time it was. Well,
It's
I
going
was
fast.
5.5 years on the board, but I didn't have the privilege of working with such a fine group of people that I have in this last end of my tenure. It's professional, and not only the board, but the staff, and I cannot appreciate it more than all the, I just loved coming to this meeting. Can't say that for everything, but I thank you all for everything, and anybody needs anything, I'm still living where I'm at. I'm not going nowhere. I'm up on 980, and anybody needs anything that I can help with, I sure will be able to do that. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Darlene.
Okay, moving on in the agenda, we'll have the engineer's report, please.
Okay, going to the report. First item is the Village of Lawrence project update. Under the collection system contract, which is Rudzik Excavating, we had a field review with the contractor on June 19th to assess the outstanding resident complaints. We're down to, I think, 6 grass complaints they need to address. There's a driveway, paper street, and then there's some tree complaints that we're taking a look at. So We did do another field review on July 10th. We're still recommending holding payment until we get through these grass complaints. These need to be addressed. So I did have another discussion with the contractor last week. He's to get back to me with his plan to get all this completed, so. all right.
Is there any escalation needed on our part?
Let's wait for next month if he satisfactorily, and I asked him to reach out to the residents too. I do see a couple in the audience tonight, so, but I think if we don't get any action in the next month, we'll want to discuss that next meeting.
Okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
so. Under the wastewater plant contract, the Theodore lift station, was placed online prior to the holiday. Some alarm issues, bugs that were worked out. Unfortunately, it was over the holiday, so. But it seems like they're correcting those items. No? Okay, so we'll have to correct those items.
No, we're working on that. I have to update that punch list. We're
Okay.
getting some random alarms for different things that not sure quite how we can, because there's no way 3 pumps are running at once that are going to give us a high temperature alarm. You can't run 3 simultaneously.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's some things here and there. We need to get through the UV. There's some computer issues. So, like I said, we'll keep working on that. But it's better than it was, but we're still getting things that need addressed.
Yeah, a lot of electronics, a lot of bugs that are being worked out. So, so a lot of the major significant construction is winding down. So they're in cleanup. This programming issues, getting that all cleaned up, and we'll be going through like final site cleanup items because we have some drainage issues and other things we need to address with them. So, and they did ask that we take a look at the entrance road to Theodore. They said there's significant erosion at the entrance they were concerned about before paving. So I have one of my guys going out this week to take a look at it, who specializes in that. So next meeting, we may have to talk about some options there, so.
Is that our responsibility, or is it
The question is, if it was damaged by them, it would be their responsibility, but if it was because of surface water runoff from the road, that wouldn't be
okay?
their responsibility, so. Under this contract, we do have like a table of change orders that we're gonna process. There's some changes, field changes we made. Some requested by the operator, some that were required. If you recall, the plant was originally bid, it came in significantly overpriced. So there was a quick rebid that included adjusting the elevation of the tank, and there's some site elevations that had to be adjusted during construction to make that work. And one of them was like this manhole elevation change. So we had a manhole elevation change. The influence sampler, after looking at it, the operators asked that it be raised up so it'd be easier to work on, so they did do that. The control building sump fill, so the existing Theodore control building had a large tank underneath of it. It was full of water. We didn't have any existing plans when we went out to bid, so we estimated how large it was. It was significantly larger because we couldn't get in there. So they did submit a cost to fill that with concrete to fill that up. So, and also they removed all the equipment in there because we didn't realize how much equipment was in there either. Because again, it was submerged. So, we added some extra hose bibs, and then operators requested an eye wash station, and also there's a dry riser standpipe that was added so they can hose down the tanks a little easier. So all that was added up. So we'll send a change order to the contractor. It'll be on the agenda for the next meeting. So that's the list there. He did submit partial payment number 25 in the amount of $121,796.71. We do recommend a motion to approve that pay request. And we also have the Penvest pay request in the amount of $409,634.19. And we do also recommend a motion to approve that. And that does include construction and then interest payments and AE fees. So. Apologies. Traditions, phases 6 and 7. Actually, going back to Penvest, something's not adding up there. I may have to revise that number. That doesn't match I'm looking at the construction, sorry, and the attachments. I'm just catching this now. The balance due for the Mealy contract's $121,796.71. let's hold off on the Penvest pay request because the Mealy construction contract invoice doesn't match. So I got to make sure. I got to get that cleaned up for next meeting.
Okay.
Traditions of America phases 6 and 7. So contractors working towards completion of phase 6 sewers. They got about 1,800 feet of main line has been installed to date. They haven't done much testing yet, but they've been putting a lot of the main line in the ground. That's out of 2,800 feet that's required, so they're about 63% completed. They haven't submitted a bond reduction request, but until they complete the testing, I'd like to see that first. And they have 50 laterals in so far. Silver Creek, we did issue a review letter on June 20th. Steel Town, so we did issue today the planning module review letter. They're okay for sewage planning, so that would go to, Mike would sign Module J, then it'll go to the township for execution, and it'll go to the DEP. In terms of the technical plans, I was gonna wait till after tonight's meeting, issue the review letter with also your new standard details to get those incorporated. And there's some things that are to their benefit in the new details, so I figured that'd be worthwhile for them, so. And on that planning module, it did take a little bit of time. With your new GIS map, we did get like the sewer invert elevations and slopes built in there, and it came in very handy for Steel Town that we could do all the capacity calculations to show that you have enough dry weather capacity for the development, so.
Good.
How many tie-ins are we anticipating from that plan? Do we,
For Steel Town,
127,
127?
127.
yeah, it's in a mostly single-family residential with some
There's one
townhouses.
little group of
Yeah.
townhouses, correct.
Yep. Mount Pleasant projects, that's on hold pending receipt of plans for Mount Pleasant. I did reach out to ask for an update, have not heard back. Clifford Road, that's on hold. FLIR plan of Ridgeview sewer evaluation. So we did have the bid opening. I did attach the bid tabulation. We did look at the prices. I mean, it's in line. It is lower, significantly lower than the other bidders, but in terms of their pricing, I wouldn't. If you want to move forward the base bid and the add alternate, I'd recommend moving forward. So. The Miller's Run emergency bypass outfall repair, we're waiting on the permit from DEP. Cherry Brook lift station improvements, we did do the preliminary one call. We completed the survey on July 2nd, and right now we're working on the existing conditions plan that we're going to work through design with Mike. So, flipping over to page 4, so the table, I cleaned up the grant section just to list the grants that are outstanding, and any upcoming grants, we'll add those below as those applications become open. So right now you have 4 grants that you have submitted that you're waiting on answers for, rejection or acceptance for those grants. No update on facility review, and then rules and regulations 2025 update. So we did issue those final construction parameters and standard details package to the authority on July 1st for consideration tonight. So
Okay.
if anybody has any questions.
Any questions? Okay, so we are going to ask for a motion to approve partial payment number 25 in the amount of $121,796.71 for the contract number 21-STP1 rebid of Village of Lawrence Sewage Treatment Plant. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Barnes,
Aye.
Mrs. Rogers,
Aye.
Mr. Smith,
Aye.
Mr. Benedetti.
Aye.
But we are going to table the Penvest motion, correct?
Can we amend the amount?
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't? Okay, let's table that.
Yeah, I think you do.
Okay. All right, moving on. Do I hear a motion to award contract number 25-S1-2025 CCTV program construction to low bidder Robinson Pipe Cleaning Company for base bid of $154,425 and add alternate $86,010 project scopes?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. Roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Barnes,
Aye.
Mrs. Rogers,
Aye.
Mr. Smith,
Aye.
Mr. Benedetti.
Aye.
Do I hear a motion to adopt the revised sanitary sewer construction parameters and standards detail package as issued by LSSE on July 1st, 2025?
I'll make that motion.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Barnes?
Aye.
Mrs. Rogers?
Aye.
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Benedetti?
Aye.
Okay, any other questions on engineer's report? Okay, thank you very much. Moving on to Mr. Nicholas for the solicitor's report.
Okay, thank you. My written report's been circulated, but several items to point out. First, the safety manual, which Mr. Gannon circulated to everyone before the meeting. Brad may want to comment on that, but generally speaking, and for Mr. Benedetti's benefit, that the chair had set up committees previously to address both rules and regulations updates as well as creation of a safety manual. Brad and Craig were the two designees on the board to deal with Mike, myself, Pat, and the engineer. And what you have before you tonight is a draft of the safety manual as it's been reviewed and modified by the committee. Brad wanted to make sure that, I don't want to speak for you, Brad, but to make sure that everyone had a chance to review it prior to adopting it. And the thought was that over the course of the next month, everyone could review it. There's no magic to adopting it next month if there were changes or concerns. But that's the work product of the committee. So no action needs to be taken, and I'd just pause in case Brad had any comments on it. That's all.
No, you covered it well, thank you.
Okay. Next, regarding the rules and regs, Mr. Lennon presented those criteria tonight, but the committee continues to work on the updates for that. And I know the chair has liked to see periodic positives that come out of that, and we're trying to do that as much as we can each meeting. As regards the Lawrence project, as we discussed last month, we did have the meeting with the appraiser on site. Mike, myself, the appraiser, and Mr. Lennon were present. We had a chance to go over the areas that were to be reviewed and gave the appraiser that opportunity again. There may be some matters to discuss later in the meeting in that regard outside of the solicitor's report. But we accomplished what we set out to do for that.
Good.
As regards the CHJ litigation, as I mentioned last month and contained in the minutes, is that there's a settlement in principle on that. One of the items that we needed to address was to memorialize, and Ms. Barney, this is something that would likely be on your radar, if not now, soon. We needed to memorialize Cecil Township's decision to delegate to Cecil Authority the process of selecting a board member for the non-voting seat on the CHJ board, and also with North Strabane Township. Well, our office communicated those requests and a proposed resolution agreement to both the solicitor for Cecil Township as well as the solicitor for North Strabane Township. Both solicitors are aware of what's going on with the litigation, and that's in their hands.
Will that have to be something that's approved at a township supervisors meeting?
We thought so,
Okay.
and I think to formalize that.
Okay.
And my understanding is that informally, both North Strabane Township and Cecil Township's management has indicated favorable position by each of the township boards. The next item that we're addressing is the agreement that is to be prepared by Cannonsburg Houston Joint Authority and Cannonsburg that would settle the case and set forth the criteria we discussed at mediation. And also, in addition to that, there would be a change of the bylaws and the articles. That's still a work in progress. We've been pressing counsel for Cannonsburg on that and CHGA, and they still don't have that. I'm sure they will. It's just a matter, I'm sure it's some time-consuming work on their part. And then, in addition to that, we have to have our own internal agreement, which would be an agreement between all 5 municipal entities. For Mr. Benedetti's benefit, I'm representing Cecil Township, North Strabane Township, Chartiers Township, Cecil Authority, and North Strabane Authority collectively in an action that was filed against Cannonsburg Houston Joint Authority, and it's recently settled. We're just going through the work to complete that. So
Didn't
that
we target like August to have, by the end of August, to have some of those things?
I'd like to say yes. I'm sure the mediator will be knocking on their door soon if that isn't forthcoming, but we're pressing them.
Okay.
And then once it does come out, it's going to have to get reviewed, much like Brad had done with the safety manual. You know, everybody's going to look at it, boards will take it back. It'll be months before everybody's fine with the detail, I would suspect.
Okay.
That concludes my report.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you very much. All right, moving on to Mr. Zrenchek, I'm sorry, Ms. Durick for the business manager's report.
Your monthly packets included the financial reports for May 2025. Are there any questions?
No.
On June 25th, I made a debt service payment in the amount of $226,445.23 for the Series 2017 bonds. This was to be paid on or before July 15th. A printout of that transaction is included in your monthly packet. I also received a maturity notice for CD 00-13018987. The interest rate and annual percentage yield will be available on July 27th. I will contact Slovenian then to get the new rates and email the board to see how you all would want me to proceed. And since the last meeting in June, we've received 35 more tap-in applications for Lawrence. That brings the total to 115. We have issued a total of 107 permits. From the permits that we have issued, 43 have been inspected, and there are 8 permits that we still have on hold. That's it for me.
Remind me, please, what's our total number of permits we need?
If I'm not mistaken, it's in that portion of the system, it's 270 in phase 1.
Okay.
And just for everybody's benefit, the 8 that are being held, it's due to either they did not submit a drawing with the application, incomplete application, questions on the drawing that they submitted, so that's why they get held if there's missing something.
Okay.
Or we have questions.
Very good. All right, any questions? Thank you. Mr. Zrenchek, the authority manager's report, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I reviewed the Cherry Brook NPDES on the DEP website. It says the permit is pending, so they have not contacted us, so I'm assuming that we should be getting something soon. So that's good news that it does say pending. Item 2, I am working on the notice of the termination for the Teodori wastewater treatment plant to submit to DEP. I should have that finished up. There is a portion that LSSE has to sign off on, so I'll get that over to them, and hopefully I'll have that ready for the next meeting. Item 3, I mentioned last month that the 2010 Ford that we use as the plow truck, it's past its life. I'm working on a replacement vehicle. We do have funds set aside in the capital budget, so hopefully between now and the next meeting, I'll have a recommendation for everyone. Under new business, the flow equalization tank pump at Miller's Run has failed. This is a critical pump for the process. The pump has been sent out for repairs. The cost is $3,235 for the repair. We did set money aside in the budget for replacing pumps as needed. The only reason I didn't replace this pump is the design of the pump has changed a little bit. So it would involve changing the guide rails in the flange that the pump slides into. So it would have probably been a bigger project than we needed to get into right now. So the most effective situation was to get that pump repaired so we're not down a pump. I can look and see, I'm working with the manufacturer to see about what we can do to get this, if we have to replace one, what we can do there. Item 2, there's a sewer line that runs from the Fellowship Homes plan to the Cherry Brook sewage treatment plant. It has a section that's located in the stream that picks up the stormwater off of Morganza Road and off of 79 and various wooded areas. The sewer line crosses the stream in 2 or 3 locations. It's concrete encased, but the stream location has shifted, and now the 8-inch the sewer line is now exposed. We probably have about 6 to 8 feet of sewer line that's shown, and with all the debris and everything that comes down there, I'm concerned, you know, that line can be damaged. Problem is this is an older section from the 80s. I have to do a little bit of more research to confirm easements, right-of-ways, because to access it, it is in a wooded location. We have to go in from somebody's backyard. So it's just something we need to address. We were out there to take a look at a sinkhole that the township called us about, and it turned out to be a storm line, and one of the operators brought this to my attention. So I'm going to get some further information on that. But that's all I have for this evening. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
That's not something that the grant we just recently received for Cherry Brook could take care of, is it?
I don't know if that would cover it, Larry.
It's reclamation of,
That reclamation, it's a stream bank reclamation, but I don't know if that would cover.
The one we applied for, just applied for the
well, the
watershed?
one we won.
We got
were-
the one for the lift station improvements.
We just
yeah.
applied for the one to do
So it won't be
the-
here until fall, see
the
that if
watershed
we're
one.
awarded it.
That was the one to keep the flooding from happening. This is the same watershed. This is
Yes.
just upstream from the plant. Like you said, there are a couple of manholes in the woods. That's probably a right-of-way that should have been cleared over the years. It's just one of those things, we may end up having to do a little bit of camera work in there just to try to confirm what's going on. But I am concerned, and I'll send everybody some pictures once I can get in there and do a little bit more research on it.
Okay,
So.
thank you. Any questions for the authority manager? Okay, do we have any correspondence?
No.
All right. Committee reports, other than, we talked about the safety manual rules and regs, anything?
I'm really pleased with the progress we've been making on the rules and regs and updating the standards. They were really dated, and I think our engineer did a really nice job, along with Mike, pulling all that together, and our solicitor in the review of those things. So
Great,
I think we're making good progress.
very good, thank you.
We can't leave you out, Roseanne, because you were there helping doing the heavy lifting too, so.
I
right.
like doing that.
Thanks to everybody for that. And we are seeing movement on it, so that's great. Okay, do I hear a motion to approve payment of expenses, transfer of funds for payroll and payroll taxes, payment of expenses, invoices, et cetera?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. Roll call vote.
Mrs. Barnes,
Aye.
Mrs. Rogers,
Aye.
Mr. Smith,
Aye.
Mr. Benedetti.
Aye.
Okay, next up is comments from the floor. If anybody would like to address the board, the microphones are right over here. Please state your name and address, and
Hey, can you hear me?
we can.
All right, my name is David Estes. I live at 371 Georgetown Road. I'm dealing with this sewer that come through my yard without permission, without a letter, come through, tore up my yard. We're gonna fix your yard back the way it was. This was 2 years ago. My yard still is not right. They've been out, Mike's been out with them. They have all kinds of excuses. Yet you people sit here and are awarding them money for a contract, hundreds of thousands of dollars. I gave them paperwork showing where it would cost $6,000 to do 3 yards that they tore up. The one guy said he didn't want it done, so now we're down to 2 yards. So we're probably talking $4,000. I gave him the paperwork 2 weeks ago. Nothing. Again, nothing. What do I have to do to get the township to help me? Do I have to get a lawyer and sue the township and them? What do I have to do?
Thank you. I think this is part of the reason why we're not approving their payment.
Correct. And by the way, I think I can address this. Mike, you'll know the detail better than I. But what the board had us do, is this is my first involvement coming out as the attorney. We went out, met Mike at the site, and looked at various properties, and one would be this gentleman's. And when not only was there this decision to wait for the approval, but there's also money that's withheld for the very reason that you're here. And my understanding is that, and Mike, this is where you'd be able to give more detail than I, but this is one of the properties, as I understand it, that will get another look, correct?
Yes. Basically, at the end of the day, this has been an ongoing issue. The properties in question have been 371 Georgetown Road, 369 Georgetown Road, 365 Georgetown Road, Hill Station Manor, their front yard in front of their wall, MMR, which is down on the corner of Georgetown Road, Mayview Road. We have had them out multiple times. We have explained to them that this is not acceptable. It's an ongoing battle. I go out and Mr. Estes calls me. I forward it on to Larry. I call Rudzik. I've kept you in the loop as far as the attorney. You know, we've talked about this at meetings. I don't know what else I can do to make them do what they need to do because, again, it's not acceptable. It needs to be addressed. The biggest thing that we have is again, we're not closing that contract out. We are holding back the money that needs to be done here. I have basically, at the end of the day, I've given you Rudzik's number because
I
basically...
don't have it yet.
I texted you.
Oh,
Yes,
well, if you did, I didn't get it.
I'll give it to
Well,
you
let's
again.
make sure we have it, yeah.
You know,
We'll make sure you
and
have
Mike,
it.
if I may, the one thing that I think, that we had just had the site visit, you know, it hasn't been that many days yet, but I'd like to at least, before we put it in this gentleman's hands with the contractor, opportunity to try to cure these items incrementally between Mike, our office, the engineer, et cetera. The gentleman's correct. There are matters that still need to be resolved. And the consolation to you should be that not only has Mike made the professionals on our team aware of it, but in addition to that, there's money being withheld for it.
That's
Okay?
not fixing my yard.
It's not fixing your yard, I agree. But I think between this meeting,
I have a lot of money in my yard. I have a water system, I have everything.
yes, sir, between this meeting and next meeting, I'd like the opportunity to get involved a little bit with the contractor and
Just
do
to
it. So,
involve a yard with my neighbor's driveway.
understand,
These
can't,
are the things that, it shouldn't take a company of that size to fix this for 2 years.
and I will say that when these big projects happen, it's unfortunate that there are properties that end up in a position like this gentleman's, and we're here to help you, okay? So between this meeting and next meeting, we look to be able to make some progress in that regard, okay?
I sure hope so.
Okay, all right,
This is getting ridiculous.
Yeah, let's get that remedy
yep.
completed before next month's meeting.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Anyone else? No, we're good. Okay. We're next door. All right, thank you very much.
The biggest and looks horrendous, and it's our driveway. I have one question. The driveway sunk, okay? So if somebody's in my driveway and they're walking down there and they trip because that sunk, is that on you?
Again, Mike, we'll discuss, if that's all right with you, we can go through these in detail.
That has been brought to their attention, that the driveway had sunk along with the yards.
Yep.
This is an ongoing thing. Calling Rudzik, getting with the engineer, getting with the field staff from LSSE. It's just an ongoing battle trying to get this resolved.
We
Well-
need an escalation.
Yep. It's priority.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Sure.
Okay. That being said, I think that we are finished for the evening. I will make a motion for adjournment. Second,
I'll second.
roll call. Aye, aye, aye.
All right.
Meeting adjourned.
Nice meeting you.